Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jai Hind, Namaskar. So, I hope I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Good morning. Okay. So, I welcome you all to this session of daily newspaper editorial analysis. And in today's session, the topics which we are going to discuss, let us have a look at this. We are having two different topics. One is with respect to this startup versus scale up. We have always been talking about this one thing, that we need to have more and more startups, but at the same time we need to have some scale ups also. So let us try to understand that what is the difference between this startup and a scale up, and which one is more necessary from the Indian perspective. Okay. Second part is, we are going to talk about the robotics revolution. That in the present world we see that the robotics led manufacturing is becoming the futuristic technology. So where the world stands and where India stands, we are going to compare these two things. And then after, we will discuss the answer writing part also. We will discuss two answers also in today's session. So let us start first with this one topic. See, this is one article which is saying India does not just need startups, but scale-ups that can become global giants. Okay. That can become global giants. So what is the context here? There is one question, sir, editorial PDF kahan milega? See, earlier it was available in the comment box. Now Telegram has started again. So Telegram will be the source of this PDF. So on KGS IAS channel, on the Telegram, you will be getting the PDF. So let us start this one thing. When we talk about the current situation, we see that in the last 10 years, we see there have been a huge number of startups. There has been a huge number of startups. Now, this is something which is primarily driven by the government policies. There have been some government policies, like we have seen, there have been certain government policies, like the government policies with respect to Startup India. There was also a policy of Stand Up India. There is also this Mudra Yojana. And so many other schemes of union and state government. There has been so many other schemes of union and state government which has led to proliferation of startups in India. In fact, we see that in the present times, there is a like a new hope for the youngsters, for the youth, that they may go for a startup rather than just going for some job. So this is one thing which has started in India. Now, as a result, we have seen that there have been huge number of startups. But when we talk about these startups, there is one limitation for them. There has been one limitations for them. What we see that they are mostly catering to the demands of domestic economy. They are mostly catering to the demands of domestic economy. They are not going abroad. They are not looking at the foreign markets. They are mostly concentrated around the domestic economy, around the domestic market. So that is one thing which we see here, that they are mostly catering to the demands of the domestic economy. We see that their consumer base is limited. Their consumer base has become limited, and they have been confined to a few sectors. Like most of them are either going for IT services, some of them are going for commodities, some of them are going for consumer goods. And what we also see that most of these startups, they're not coming with new ideas, rather than they are just replicating or producing the goods which are already discovered or already created. Okay. So we see that less focus on R&D and more on production. There is a lesser focus on R&D. There is more and more production on this, more and more focus on production part. That we have become we are becoming a production hub. We are producing goods. Okay. So this is one part, that they are mostly catering to the demands of domestic economy. Consumer base is limited, confined to a few sectors. We see that there is lack of innovation. There is lack of some intellectual property rights for them. Okay. Lack of IPR development. We see that there is a lack of IPR or intellectual property rights development. Now, this is the same problem. This is the same problem which has remained with, in fact, many of the existing companies in India. Like even if we are talking about the car making companies, when we are talking about the car making companies also, what we see here, okay, last day's PDF was not uploaded, so I will ask the team, don't worry about it. I will ask the team to get it uploaded. Now, what we see here, there is a lack of IPR development. There is a lack of IPR development, that also we see here. So these are some of the limitations. These are some of the challenges of our startups. That they are just startups. They have not scaled up. They have not emerged as the giants. Okay. Now just see here. Just see this one part. When we are talking about the Indian startups, when we are looking at the Indian startups, a few of them, they have become unicorn companies. They have become unicorn companies. But tell me, any startup which has become a global giant? Any startup which is a global giant? Do we have any such a startup which has become as a global giant, which has got global presence? It is dominating the global market. Do we have any such a startup? Do we have any such a startup which are of giant level, which are of large level? Not yet. Okay. So we are not seeing any company at the large level. Now see, why it is necessary? The question is why it is necessary, why large firm matters. Why the large firm matters? Why they are important? First of all, when we talk about the large firms, what we see that there is mass level or mass scale employment generation. There is a mass scale employment generation. There is a mass scale employment. What we also see that in the case of large firms, what we also see that at one side we have mass scale employment. Second thing is we are also seeing this one pattern that they invest heavily in R&D. They invest heavily in R&D. It increases the export of the country. This one increases the export of country. In fact, this is something which is helping, it helps in global branding of the country. It helps in global branding of country. Let me give you one example. Are you aware about Honda company? Are you aware about this Honda company? There is one Honda company also which you may be aware about. It is making cars and everything. So you may be aware about this. So can you tell me which country we have the Honda company? When we are talking about Honda company, so which country is having the ownership of Honda company? Honda belongs to which country? It is a Japanese country. It is a Japanese country. Sorry, it is a Japanese company. So what we see here, that it is a Japanese company. It is a Japanese company. Now, when we are talking about Honda, it is a Japanese company. It is a Japanese company. Now, when we are looking at car, it says that Honda cars are quite good. Now, generally, there is a perception in the mind of the people. Then there is a general perception in the mind of the people that if there is a Japanese brand, they are offering quality. There is a general perception in the mind of the common people that if there is a Honda car which is quite good, so it means if there is any company from Japan, it is going to have a good quality of product. It is going to have a good quality of product. So this is something which helps in building the reputation of the country. If we are talking about Apple, if we are talking about Samsung, if we are talking about any such country, any such thing, so what we see that this is like this is something which helps in building the reputation of the country. And once that reputation is built, it helps other companies also. So right now the challenge for us is that we are getting a number of startups, we are having a number of startups, but at the same time we are not having large giants with global presence. Now the thing is, then what should be our approach? What should be our way forward? What should be our... We need to focus on scale up, not just startups. So our firms, they have to grow beyond the startup phase. They need to become global market leaders. They need to invest heavily in innovation. They need to own technology and intellectual property. They have to earn significant profit internationally. And of course, the government support is also required. Government support. It can be in terms of policy, in terms of credit, in terms of ease of doing business. Ease of doing business. That is one part. Then on the other side, we need the private sector support also. We are having some of the very powerful companies in India. We are having some of the powerful investors in India also. So we need to have venture capital. Venture capital. And we need to have angel fund investor. Yeah, angel investors. So of course, these two are again one of the major requirements of the startups. We need to have a venture capital. We need to have this angel investors also. So if we are having them, then it is going to help. Then it is going to help. Of course, Japan follow the Six Sigma rule. Yes. Innovation in studies is also necessary. Of course, it is necessary. We need to have we need to skill our labor. We need to improve our industry academy linkage. We need to improve our industry academy linkage. So, of course, that one thing is also required. That one thing is also required. So, this is one of the part that our goal should be creating dozens of companies that have global market power, influence international standard, command premium pricing, and generate profit comparable to global giants. So we need to have certain big companies in India. Sir, India's diesel generator is quietly entering a new phase. As per the latest data, it was valued at 10.5 something crore in financial year 23 by 30. Diesel generator is considered as a startup or not? No, it's not like the diesel generator as such. Startup means some companies. Startup means some companies. So generally, if there is a new technology which is coming, or if there is a new company which has been set up for a particular task, okay, like diesel generator is one thing, but diesel generator is not created only by one company. We have multiple companies which are creating the diesel generator. So overall, the entire part of diesel generator is becoming like a huge demand, but we have to see individually the company which is there. In India, there is also an income tax exemption that has been provided to a startup for first 3 years for 100% of profit of a startup. Yes, of course, it has been provided, but despite that, we have seen that startups have not been able to be profitable. Many of the startups have not been able to be profitable. Who are angel investors? Like suppose, let us take an example, me. Let us say I have generated a wealth of rupees 500 crore. Let us say I am having a wealth of 500 crore rupees. Now one of you decided after becoming IAS, that after becoming IAS and working for 10 years, one of you decided that I want to have a new startup with respect to a technology which can convert the wastewater into drinking water. Okay. Wastewater into drinking water. So you are focusing on a technology, and this technology is converting the wastewater to drinking water. So you have created a company XYZ. Okay. You have got the technology, but you need funding to scale up. You need fund in order to scale up. So then you will be contacting me. Yes, sir, I need some fund. Okay. I need some fund. Then I will be giving you, let us say that I am giving you 50 crore rupees. I am giving you 50 crore rupees. And okay, give me some share in your company. Okay. That you are giving me some share in your company. You are giving me some share in your company, and I am giving you 50 crore rupees directly. If that 50 crore earns profit, I will also earn profit. If that 50 crore is gone, then I have no claim, because I am not giving you a loan. I am giving you a investment, an investment in lieu of the share, in lieu of the share. So if that 50 crore is getting profit, I will be earning profit. If that 50 crore is facing loss, then I am facing loss. So I am that angel investor. So in return of the share or stocks, if you want to purchase the stocks later, you can give me the money, you can buy the share from me. So that is angel investor. But I don't have 500 crore right now. So do not ask me. Okay, I am not having the 500 crore right now. It is in different account. I am not having access to that. So don't ask for the money right now. Okay. Now, we are having this second part, that is robotics revolution. We are coming to the second part, that is robotics revolution. See it. Recently what we have seen that in the present times there is a discussion about this, that in future AI enabled robots, they will be the labor of manufacturing industry. They will be the labor of the manufacturing sector. It has been said that in the future, AI enabled robots will be the labor of the manufacturing sector. Okay. Motilal Oswal, I think it is also a startup recently. No, Motilal Oswal is quite from a longer period of time, I guess. Okay. It's a very old company. Now, what we see here, that we are having this one thing, that in the future AI enabled robots are going to be the labor of the manufacturing sector. Now we are comparing three countries. On one side we have US, on one side we have China, on one side we have India. So what we see, that US, this has emerged as the leader in AI sector. This has emerged as the leader in AI sector as of now. As of now, most of the powerful AI companies or AI models are from US. The most powerful AI models are from US. The most powerful AI models, they belong to US. Now, on the other side, when we are talking about China, China has emerged as the world leader in field of robotics. China has emerged as the world leader in case of robotics. Okay. In case of robotics. So what we see, that China is having its lead in form of manufacturing, industrial robotics, large scale production. So on this side we see that we have US, which has got the edge in software. Here we see that it has got the lead in, or it is leading in manufacturing. Now see, when we talk about China, what we see that it is leading in manufacturing. Now, what we also see that when we are talking about China, earlier they have used cheap labor. Earlier what we see, they have used cheap labor. Earlier they have used cheap labor. And this is something which has helped them in manufacturing. Now, on this side, what we see, that when we are talking about India, we are still focusing on cheap labor. we are still focusing on cheap labor. Our AI development, this is on a lower scale. Robotics, I think you know about this. We don't even have to discuss about this part. When we talk about the robotics, I think you know about this one thing, that what happened with robotics in India. We had a AI summit and some robots were there. So you might be having the idea about it, that what robots we have created. So in case of robotics, our performance is still on the lower side. So this is also on the lower side. Our performance in case of robotics is also on the lower side. Now tell me about one thing. The future is going to be about what? The future is going to be about the AI enabled robots. The future is about the AI enabled robots. Now India is still focusing on cheap labor. Now we have a challenge. We have a dual challenge. We have a dual challenge. We have a dual challenge. Okay. We need efficiency in manufacturing. We need an efficiency in manufacturing. And we have to address mass unemployment. We have to address mass unemployment. Especially youth. So we are having a dual challenge. On one side, we have to improve our efficiency in manufacturing. So here we see that what is the solution? What is the solution? The solution lies in automation. We have to go for the automation. We have to automate our manufacturing process. We have to make use of AI. We have to use robotics. We have to use 3D. We have to use 3D manufacturing or 3D printing practices. So we have to focus on these dimensions. We have to focus on these dimensions. Now, on this side, if we are talking about it, the root thing is, why are the youth employed? Sorry, why are the youth unemployed? They are unemployed because of the lack of skills. Lack of skills plus lack of jobs also. Okay. There are two parts of it. There is one thing, we have to generate employment. Generate employment. How it can be done? By investing in manufacturing. By investing in manufacturing. By creating new services. By creating new services. India is a country where there is a lot of avenues of growth. India is a country where there is a lot of avenues of growth. We have not been able to realize even 10% of our potential. We are having such a large population. Even providing a proper day-to-day requirement of the people has a lot of avenues. Like suppose that right now, if you talk about it, we are having so many working mothers. We are having so many working mothers. Now, do we have creche facility at the community level? Are we having creche facility at the community level? That is lacking. Okay. That is lacking. No, it's not that the avenues are not lucrative. The thing is that what we have promoted as job in India, that job is of two types. Okay. One is the private sector job, which is very much handsome pay, like the one which is paying in lakhs or say millions. We have created one notion that there is a job which is paying in millions, and that is one good job in private sector. And in the government sector, again, we have jobs. So we are not looking at the intermediate options. In our society, we have made it like this, that either you are going to become a top earning private company executive, or you are going to become a government servant or government job holder. So in between that, there are multiple avenues which we are not even looking at. So this is one of the major challenge. There are many such things, like suppose that at our community level, there is so many requirement of yoga instructors. Now tell me, how many towns and cities are having adequate number of yoga instructor everywhere? We see that still it is lacking. Okay. Now the gyms are coming up. Many of the gyms are coming up. That is also adding a source of income for many people. But if a person is working as a trainer in a gym, then his social profile, generally people see that what he is doing, he is just an instructor in a gym. So we have a notion that if someone is an instructor in a gym, then what we see that person is not having that much respect or credibility in the society. But if he is earning in a private company, or even if he is a government job holder of class C or class D also, then also he is having a reputation that he is a government job holder. If a person is working in group C or group D also, then also he is having the regard that he is a government servant, a public servant. But if that same person is working in a gym, giving instruction to the people, then we have a different notion. If there is a person who is a yoga teacher, so generally what we assume, that the person is not like having any such job, so that's why they have shifted to doing yoga. So we have this missing of this service. We have this missing of this idea that what actually is the service sector, what actually is the different avenues of growth or job in India. So that becomes one of the challenging part. There is a great perception in our society that what actually is a good job. There is a very wrong perception of it, that what actually is a good job. Even if a person is satisfied, he is happy, then also people may be thinking that what the person is doing. And nowadays, teachers have become famous. Okay. Nowadays, teachers have become famous, but there was a time when people used to think that what is the job of a teacher? It's nothing. So nowadays, teachers have become famous. You know why? Okay. But what we see that there was a time when people used to think, what is a teacher? He may not have got any job, so that's why the person is going to become a teacher. This is also one of the challenge, that the people are having a different perception of what is a job. So this is one challenging part. So we need to invest in manufacturing. We need to create new services. So this is one of the part. Then at the same time, we need to enhance the skills of youth. Nowadays, you are aware about this, that the animation, visual or comics or graphics, they're having a huge potential in the market. Animation and other things, they're having a huge potential. So now what we see that we need to enhance the skills of youth. We need to train them to create new robots. We need to train them to create new AI models, to create new robots. AI has to be trained. AI has to be monitored. AI is not eating away jobs. AI is creating a new series of jobs which will be again mammoth in number. So AI will be executing our task, but then we will be executing the AI. So this is again one part that we have to enhance. We have to reform our education system. Reform in education system. We have to make sufficient reforms in our education system. We are still struggling about this one thing, that whether we should go for 2-language formula or 3-language formula or whatsoever. We are still fighting about this one point, that 2-language formula or 3-language formula. But we are not talking about this, that whether we are going to actually educate our children in such a manner that they will not be fighting over the language, but they will be working somewhere. So that is also one of the challenge, that reform in education system is again what we are going to need. Okay. Plus, at the same time, there is going to be support from government, plus investment from private sector. Our private sector is just looking for easy profit. Our private sector is not a risk-taking industry. We see that our private sector is more often just focusing on raising profit, increasing profit, earning some money, and then taking nap. Okay. So what we see that our private sector is not ready to take risk at all. This is one of the challenging aspect. If they are not taking risk, government is not having this one task. In US, AI has not been developed by the government. AI has not been developed by the government. We are having some of the major companies in India. How much they have invested on research and development? In the last 10 years, what have been their innovation? There are certain major companies in India, you know the names, I'm not taking the names, but you know the names. So what is their major invention, major gift to the country? What has been their major gift to the country, that have they created something which is globally demanded? We are purchasing ports in Israel, we are having oil fields in Russia, we are purchasing lithium blocks in Argentina. That's fine. Have you created something unique which the world is appreciating? So our private sector is not even focusing on research and development. It is not even focusing on research and development. It is simply looking at making profit. Just that much. Replication of the same work, making profit, replication, making profit. So that is also one of the challenging part, that why India is not advancing, why India is not taking the first step. Okay. So what is AI Samarth of Bangalore? I've heard about it. See, Sarvam model is there, which I'm aware about, but about AI Samarth, I'm not having any idea. There is a Sarvam model which has been supported by government. There is a Sarvam model which has been supported by government, that I'm aware about. So this is the second article. Now let's come to the question. See, I have provided you 2 questions on the basis of it. India needs a scale up that becomes global champion rather than several small startups. Discuss. When the world is moving ahead with AI and robotics, India can't rely just on cheap labor. Discuss. So these are the 2 questions which you have to write. Now we have this one question. Digital sovereignty is not merely a technology issue. It is a prerequisite for India's strategic autonomy, economic competitiveness, and national security in the emerging digital age. Discuss. 250 words. So how many of you have written it, and how much time you have taken to write this one answer? What is Sarvam model? Yes, Sarvam is a company also, and they have got a Sarvam large language model. So you can check it online also. You can search for Sarvam models online also. You will find that there is a ChatGPT like thing. So it has multiple options. You can create from text to image, you have also translation option, you are going to get multiple content over there. Plus at the same time it is having some premium plans also. In the premium plan you will find there is one very interesting part, that it is charging as per the usage. It is having a smaller packs which are relevant for the Indian users. In ChatGPT and other models, they charge huge subscription fee. As compared to that, server model is better. Although it is still upcoming, it is still being developed, but yes, it has been launched. They have not written. Okay. So those who are new also, those who have joined just in the last 1 or 2 days, we are having questions here on regular basis, almost regular. I have missed only one time. So we are having questions here on regular basis. हाँ, दिन में ही लिखने, नहीं आप रात में भी लिख सकते हो, बट मुझे अगले दिन दिखा देना, मीन्स अगले दिन बता देना. So what we see here, that we have this one question: digital sovereignty is not merely a technology issue, it is a prerequisite for India's strategic autonomy, economic competitiveness, and national security in the emerging digital age. So what we will do, we will start with an introduction. I have given you some examples last day also. I have given you some examples last day also. If you want, you can start with that. That is one approach. Second approach can be, you can give that how much digital internet users are there in India, internet users which are there in India. You can start from that also. Or you can start with the technology dependence. Technology dependence. You can start with any of them. If you ask me, I will prefer this. That we are starting with the example of either the Naira company or the CCTV hacking. That CCTV was hacked in India. So this is one part which we are going to start with. Now, coming to this one dimension, that the digital sovereignty, we can make a flow chart. We can make a flow chart where we can, or we can make a diagrammatic representation where we will write this digital sovereignty. We will explain the components of this digital sovereignty, that what are the components of this digital sovereignty. We are going to make a flow chart and we are going to tell that what are the components of the digital sovereignty. That will be one of the part. Now, why it is important for a strategic autonomy? We will make the third paragraph, importance for strategic autonomy. Here you can mention about the critical infrastructures. Our critical infrastructures, if they are based on global technologies, if our major financial companies, they are using the global internet platforms, then what can be impact? So you can mention about some of the main factors which can influence our strategic autonomy. It will be our economy, our infrastructure, our communication, etc. Then you will make this second part, economic competitiveness. Importance for economic competitiveness. Here you will tell that if we are not having our own technology, how it is impacting our economic competitiveness. Then the fifth part will be how it is impacting, impact on national security. Impact on national security. That what will be the impact on national security? Our missile systems are also linked to it. Our defense systems are also working on internet. We are also purchasing multiple drone systems from outside. So how it is going to impact us? How it is going to impact our national security? Then at the same time, the sixth part will be about the government steps. See what steps has been taken by government for what steps has been taken by government in order to ensure that we are having some national level platforms, जिसमें आप सर्वम LLM का नाम mention कर सकते हो. You can mention about the Meghraj cloud. You can also about the drone system of DRDO. Drone system is for communication between the intelligence agencies. So you can try to find out that what have been created by the government with respect to indigenization of the digital technology. Steps by the government for the indigenization of digital technology. Then the 7th paragraph can be about the way forward, that what else we need to do. कल भी हम लोगों ने इसमें देखा था कि we need to focus on having our own companies. We can also have international partnerships. We can have global forums. So that is the next part. And then in the 8th part, you can write the conclusion. In this 8th part, you can be writing the conclusion. In the conclusion, you can try to link it with the goal of 2047. You can try to link it with the goal of 2047. We are having a sovereignty, we are having a sovereignty in our constitution. So if we have to fulfill the aspirations of a Viksit Bharat by 2047, then the digital sovereignty is a prerequisite for achieving the true sovereignty. So this is one thing which we have to add here. So here we have the introduction, which can start from example. We can have a flow chart with respect to what is digital sovereignty. Then we will discuss the importance for strategic autonomy, importance for economic competitiveness, impact on national security. We will make different paragraphs for this. Then we will have also this one part, that what government steps has been there for indigenization of defense technology in India. And then we will write the way forward plus the conclusion. Yes. Current affair classes are at 6 p.m. in the evening. So how many of you have written the answer in this manner? So tell me one thing, how many of you have added this government step? Government step आप में से कितने लोगों ने ऐड किया है? How many of you have added this government step part? टेन to 12 मिनट में स्टक हो चुके हो? देखो, there is one thing, Rishabh, if you are writing 15 marks question, then 10 minutes, and if you are writing 10 marks question, then 7 to 7.5 minutes. This is the timeline. Now tell me, are you able to write 15 marks question in 10 minutes? 15 marks question क्या 10 मिनट में हो रहा है? If you are able to write a 15 marks question in 10 minutes, it's good. If it is 11 minutes, 12 minutes, then you have to improve. For the 10 marks question, you have to really focus. 10 marks वाले question पे focus करना है कि you have to bring it down to 7 minutes. So this is where you have to focus. And yes, if you are there at 12 minutes also, do understand this one thing, that if you are stuck even at 12 minutes, then also it's a very good improvement. Gradually, when you are writing, gradually over a period of time, more and more refinement will come. Now you have to work on seconds now. पहले हम लोग मिनट में काम करते थे. When we were at 20 minutes or 25 minutes, when we were at 20 or 25 minutes, then we were working on minutes. Now we have to work on second. Now we have to work on seconds. That if you are here stuck at 12 minutes, try to bring it down to 11 minute 30 second. 11 minute 30 seconds. Try to bring it down to that. Then you will bring it to 11 minutes. Then 10:30. Then it will come to 10. अब second पे काम होगा. Yes. So we have already worked on the minute part. Now we have to work on the second part because it is a gradual improvement. So that will be all for today. That will be all for today. You have these two questions. इस दोनों का आंसर आपको लिखना है. And then tomorrow we will be discussing more such topics. Thank you everyone. Take care and all the best. Thank you.